Head over to miniaturemarket.com where they have thousands of board games at discounted prices, and you can sign up for product alerts. Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. Back in 1999, Dr. Reiner Knizia, one of the most prolific game designers, came out with a two-player card game called Lost Cities. It is elegantly simple. It's amazing. I've reviewed this game in all different ways. I put the links to those in the description of this video in case you don't know what Lost Cities is, but it's one of the best two-player sort of casual style card games out there. Well, if you like Lost Cities, I've got a few recommendations of games that you might love. Now, I'm going to show you a little about 2-minute or 1-minute overview of each of these and then tell you why I love each of these. So first, we're going to start with a 1-minute overview of Arboretum right on the other side. Arboretum is a tableau building card game for 2 to 4 players where each player is going to be building their arboretum. You'll be connecting the starting and ending of trees of like kind through ascending values, 2, 3, 6, with both the same trees for 1, 2, 3 points. These jacaranda trees go up in ascending value. Use other trees, but as long as they start and end with the same tree, you get the points. In this case 5 because it goes through 5 cards. And this one doesn't just get you 4, but because it's all the same tree, doubles the points to 8. And you'll get bonus points if you start with the lowest or end with the highest number in the game. But in order to score these, like the jacaranda, you need to have the highest total values in your hand of these trees at the end of the game. Terms are simple. You can draw 2 cards from the draw deck and or from discard piles. Then you'll be playing a card to your tableau and figuring out which card is okay to discard into your discard pile because others can get to it. And after scoring each tree type, whoever has the most points is the winner. The first time I played Arboretum, I went, oh my gosh, this feels like Lost Cities. And in no way is it like Lost Cities. Like, you're not playing anything like it, and you're building a tableau. I mean, the game is so completely different. But the thing that really made me think that this felt like Lost Cities is the anguish that you have when you're discarding cards. And it's simple, just like Lost Cities. Draw a card, in this case, draw 2 cards, play 1, discard 1. And it's just like, oh my gosh, to try, and just like in Lost Cities, you're like, oh, I have this hand of cards, I need everything, I need this for me, I need this because I want to keep it for my opponent, I don't want to discard anything. This game has the same angst that it does. It's like, I want to play this is for me, I can't play it now because I don't want to show my hand, I don't want to put this down there because they're working on this, and I don't want to put it down now in front of me because I need to hold some back to be able to score things, and it's just like, the discarding mental gymnastics in this game is such a great aspect of the game. It's my favorite part of the game. It's like trying to decide what to do, what to show, what to hold, what to discard. But in addition to all that, you still have all the tableau building and building the different, the arboretum and making them connect and has this sort of spatial aspect to it. Every game feels a little bit different. You can use different trees in different games depending on the player count. The game is just fantastic, so easy. Draw 2 cards, play 1, discard 1, but there's so much in that box. The game is fantastic, and the aspect that you have to, it's counterintuitive, where you want to play cards because you want them to score, but you don't even score them unless you have more numbers or higher total value in your hand at the end of the game than your opponent. It's so counterintuitive. It's like, I want to put this down to get points, but if I'm too greedy, I won't get any points. It's just such an interesting balance of that. And then on top of that, you add the cool, like, hey, if you start with a 1, you get extra point. If you end with 8, you get extra points. And at the end of the game, if you have an 8 in your hand, somebody else having a 1 in their hand will destroy it. And it's just those little twists that just takes this game from being a good game to an amazing game. If you like Lost Cities, you'll probably love this. The next one we're going to talk about is Mandala, and I have a 1-minute overview of how this one's played. Mandala is a beautiful 2-player card game that plays in 30 minutes where there's 6 different types of cards that you're going to be playing, trying to score them. The game comes with this beautiful linen playmat which helps with gameplay and for scoring. Over the course of the game, you'll be collecting certain sets of colors, and each of those cards that you score for the rest of the game will be worth a certain amount of points. For example, all the purples in my score stack at the end are going to be worth 6 points. The game has 2 different mountains. Think of them as 2 mini games that are going on at the same time, and you can play to either of these. On your turn, you're either playing a card to the center, which are the cards that will score this round, and then being able to draw up 3 cards. Or players are playing multiple cards on their side, trying to have the most influence to have the first choice of the scoring cards for that round. But each color can only be played once on the entire mountain, on our side, their side, or in the scoring center. Once the last of the 6 colors is played, it resolves. Whoever has the most cards on their side gets first choice of the scoring cards. And the cards we collect will tell us which ones will score how much at the end of the game. Yeah, Mandala was my 2-player game of the year last year, and I've already played it 14 times this year. And that speaks a lot because I play hundreds of new games every year, and I don't often get to play the games that I love that are staples of mine. And so to be able to play a game that much with everything else I have going on in the review career, it's really saying a lot. This game just has, it's so cool that this game, people walk up and they look at you playing this game and they're like, what is going on here? It looks so confusing. Cards, they're square. Cards, they have no numbers, they're just colors. And I like it because you're playing like 2 mini games at the same time. Which mountain am I going for? What am I gonna do here? Am I gonna play in the middle because I really need to draw cards? Or am I gonna play on my side because I'm trying to win this? Or is it like, ooh, they're gonna really need this color card because they haven't scored it yet and it's gonna be really dangerous to me? I'm just gonna play one on my side or one to the middle. I don't care. I don't really care about doing that. I just want to keep them from playing it because I don't want them to possibly win some of these cards. So maybe I'll play it on my side. And it's like the game is so simple. Play to the middle, draw some cards, play to your side, play as many as you want of the same color, try to win. And it's like this little area control battle. You're playing 2 games at once and it's just like, it's so simple, but it's so deep and it just makes your brain go, ah. So if you have not played Mandala yet, it is probably one of the best 2-player games. In fact, I might even say I like it better than Lost Cities, and that's a hard thing to say. This is a game that I'll be playing, I think, for the rest of my life because it's that good, it's that big of a classic. And when Mandala is as old as Lost Cities is, I'm sure we're still going to be talking about it. Now the next one I want to talk about is Pinata. This is an older game that used to be called Balloon Cup. It got reprinted and reimagined a little bit with the designer's original rules. And so let me give you a 1-minute overview of how this plays. Pinata is a 2-player card game where you're trying to be the first to win any 3 medals. Over the course of the game, you're going to be getting different candies of different colors, and if you get a certain amount of that type of candies, like 5 purple, you'll be the first to win that medal. Whoever wins 3 first is the winner. There's 4 market stalls that you'll be playing cards on your side of the table with 1 candy, 2, 3, or 4. And on your turns, you're playing a card usually on your side trying to win it. The ones with the arrows down, you need the lowest total values. The arrows up, you need the highest values. And each of the cards have to match each of the candies that you're trying to win. And once you've played the right amount of cards on your side, you can begin to play them on your opponent's side, trying to force it to end. In this case, this player wins because it's 10-5 and you need the highest amount of 1 green and 1 purple, so this player would win these 2 candies. But then this gets cleared off, flipped over, now you're going for the smaller values and 2 new random candies come out. And you continue playing 1 card and drawing a card each turn. So you have 4 different games of mini tug-of-war going on at once. Yeah, Pinata is just a really cool back-to-back tug-of-war game. It's very casual. You can play this game where you got something on in the background, you got friends over, you're talking, you're chatting around with them while you're playing this. It's one of those games that you can play casually, but there's also a decent amount of thought. Sure, it's a card game, there's a decent amount of randomness, but there's also some clever things that you can do. You're trying to win these different things, you're looking at the game, and as the game goes on, it gets more and more focused. At the beginning, you're just trying to win what you can win, and then towards the end, as certain things come out, you're like, oh, I really need this. I gotta throw everything at this right now to try to win this, because if I don't, they're gonna get the last yellow, and they're gonna get the card, and they're gonna win the game. And it's just like, it starts to focus and it gets really exciting. And the fact that you can just feel, you know what, you're gonna win that one, I'm not gonna play a card. If you want that bad enough, you're gonna have to waste your own turns or waste your own card in order to get that by playing on my side. It's just such a, again, unique, but it's simple but deep, and but it's not that complex. Again, a casual game that if you like, Lost Cities, this has sort of that 2-player tug-of-war feel to it. It's simple, it's vibrant, it's not very expensive, and it's still one of my favorite sort of little casual 2-player games out there, and that's Pinata. Well, I hope this helped you find some new games that you hadn't heard about, or maybe if you had heard about them, let you learn a little bit more about them and why you might want to check them out. And hopefully you'll end up with them and finding games that you love. This has been the Game Boy Geek, breaking down barriers, growing relationships through board games by helping you find the next one you'll love. Lucky Duck Games has launched a brand new online shop and are offering you, my viewers, a special discount. During checkout, use promo code GameBoyGeek10 and you'll save 10% on the price of your games. On the Lucky Ducks game shop, you'll find exciting new releases such as Tang Garden, which I recently reviewed, and the link is below, and It's a Wonderful World, as well as award-winning games like Chronicles of Crime, which is one of my favorite cooperative games of all time, and Vikings Gone Wild. So why not visit LuckyDuckGames.com now and find something new to play?